Hi, I'm Catherine, the Ranking Gal, and if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up by smashing that like button down below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. We really hope you enjoy our video, and thanks for watching.
Of all the GOAT sports discussions, none are as interesting or as hotly debated as the greatest basketball players of all time. And that is because of the added criterion of the number of championships won, since a truly great NBA player should be able to drag his team to a championship at least once in a typical 15-year career. Therefore, here's the criterion I came up with and used. Which player, say in a healthy 15-year career and surrounded by a decent amount of talent throughout his career, identical to any player that you are comparing him with, would win the most championships? Assume that he had at least one great or two very good players throughout most of his career, which I think is typical for most NBA players. While I naturally considered every accomplishment and statistical category for each of the players, for purposes of this video, I am mainly highlighting their championships, finals appearances, MVPs, MVP top 5 placements, and first team All-Pro and All-Defensive awards. After all, if they had no success in the playoffs, and were not consistently one of the top 5 players in the league, how could they possibly be one of the 25 greatest players of all time in a league that has been around for 75 years? To eliminate further career speculation, one further criterion that I use is that the player had to be at least 32 years old, when for the most part, players have finished their prime. And for the list itself, I gave credence to several other lists that I looked at, but ultimately, the rankings are my opinion only. Hi, and welcome to another video from Ultimate Rankings. I'm Mark, the Ranking Guy. The rankings on our channel are the result of serious research and relative criteria, unlike the many other fluff videos out there. The goal of our channel is to bring you the most accurate, interesting, and informative top 25 rankings in all of sports and entertainment. Let's get to the rankings. At number 25, we have a player that is harder to rank than anyone in history, George Mikan, the NBA's first superstar. He played only 6.5 seasons, but I couldn't leave him off the top 25 because of what he accomplished. 5 championships in 6 years, with the only one they lost, he played with a fractured leg. He probably would have won 5 MVP awards in a row, and 5 finals MVPs total if they had those awards back then. The 6-foot 10-inch Mikan, a giant for his times, was so dominant that he prompted several rule changes in the NBA, among them the introduction of the goaltending rule, the widening of the foul lane from 6 to 12 feet, and the creation of the 24-second shot clock. At number 24, we have Scottie Pippen, known as being Robin to Michael Jordan's Batman. Pippen had a great all-around game, including being an excellent passer for a non-point guard and one of the best defensive players ever. He won 6 championships, and like Jordan, was 6-0 in the finals. He had a 3rd and a 5th place MVP share. He was All-NBA First Team 3 times and All-Defensive First Team an impressive 8 times. Number 23, we have Dirk Nowitzki, one of the best shooting big men of all time, with an almost impossible shot to block because of his one-legged fadeaway jump shot was combined with his lanky 7-foot body. He won 1 championship in 2 final appearances and 1 finals MVP. He won 1 MVP, and he had 2 third-place MVP shares. Plus, he was first-team All-Pro 4 times. At number 22, we have the underrated Bob Pettit, a scoring and rebounding machine. In just 11 seasons, he had 4 finals appearances and 1 championship, where he would have won the finals MVP if they had that award back then. He won 2 MVPs, and impressively, he was in the top 4 in the MVP voting 8 times. He was first-team All-Pro an amazing 10 straight years and second-team in the other. At number 21, we have David Robinson, known as the Admiral, a great all-around player who didn't enter the league until the age of 24 because he served 2 years of military duty first. The Spurs went from a 21-win team to a 56-win team the season he joined the team, a remarkable net gain of 35 wins and the largest one-person turnaround in NBA history. He won 2 championships and 2 finals appearances, 1 MVP, 2 seconds, and 2 third-place MVP shares, and was first-team All-Pro 4 times and first-team All-Defensive 4 times. At number 20, we have Charles Barkley, nicknamed the Round Mound of Rebound, and for good reason. Despite being only 6'4" and 3/4 inches tall, he was able to grab rebounds from much taller men through sheer will, strength, and jumping ability. He has no championships, losing to Jordan's Bulls in 6 games in his only finals appearance. He won 1 MVP and came in the top 6 8 times. and he was first team All-NBA 5 times. At number 19, we have Elgin Baylor, the man who many credited with perfecting the jump shot. He was a gifted scorer and also a strong rebounder and passer. Technically, Baylor has a championship ring, but really no titles since he only played the first 9 games of the Lakers' 1972 championship season. He lost 7 times in the finals, 6 of them to Russell Celtics. He did not win any MVPs, but he came in second once and placed in the top 6 an impressive 8 times. He was first team All-Pro 10 times within an 11-year span. At number 18, we have Karl Malone, known as the Mailman. He got that nickname because statistically, he delivered night in and night out for 19 seasons. He was a great scorer, an excellent rebounder, and a very good defender. But he came up empty in the title department, losing in all 3 finals appearances, twice to Jordan's Bulls. He won 2 MVPs and came in the top 4 8 times. He was first team All-Pro an amazing 11 times in a row, an NBA record, and he was first team All-Defensive 3 times. At number 17, we have Moses Malone, nicknamed the chairman of the boards for his relentless rebounding, resulting in him leading the league in rebounding 6 times. He was also a very good scorer and defender. He won 1 championship and 2 final appearances and 1 finals MVP. He won 3 MVPs and came in the top 6 times. He was first team All-Pro 4 times and first team All-Defensive once. At number 16, we have Kevin Durant, an effortless, unstoppable 6', 11-inch jump shooter who has led the league in scoring 4 times. The last 2/3 of his career, he turned into an excellent passer and defender and a decent rebounder. He won 2 championships, winning the Finals MVP both times, and had 3 Finals appearances, not counting the 12 minutes he played in 2019. He won an MVP and has come in second 3 times and 5th twice. He has been first team All-Pro 6 times and is 32 years old and still active. At number 15, we have Stephen Curry, who is without question the greatest shooter in the history of the game, especially from the 3-point range and longer, with a lifetime 3-point shooting percentage of .433. He is credited with revolutionizing the game for his ability to score from practically anywhere on the court. He is also an excellent passer. However, he is probably best described as an average overall defender. He has won 3 championships and 5 finals appearances, but has never won a finals MVP. He has won 2 MVPs and has come into the top 6 times. He has been first team All-Pro 4 times and has led the league in scoring once. He is 33 years old and still active. At number 14, we have Julius Erving, more commonly known as Dr. J. Easily one of the most breathtaking players in basketball history, who brought the game to new heights with his electrifying dunks and creative drives to the basket. He played his first 5 years in the ABA and didn't enter the NBA until age 26. So in my opinion, an accurate ranking of him will never be possible. In the NBA, he won 1 championship and 4 final appearances. He won 1 regular season MVP and came in the top 6 times. He was first team All-Pro 5 times. In the ABA, he won 2 titles while winning 2 playoff MVPs. He earned 3 regular season MVPs and was first team All-Pro 4 times. At number 13, we have Jerry West, also known as the Logo and Mr. Clutch. West was a fierce competitor and an excellent all-around player who could play either guard position. He won only 1 championship and 9 finals appearances, losing to Russell Celtics 6 times, winning the finals MVP in a losing effort in 1969, the only player in NBA history to do so. He came in second in the MVP voting 4 times and in the top 6 9 times. He was first team All-Pro 10 times and first team All-Defensive 4 times, and would have made even more teams, but the All-Defensive team did not start until 1969, or the last 6 years of his splendid 14-year career. At number 12, we have Hakeem Olajuwon, who had the best post moves in NBA history and was a great all-around player. He is the NBA all-time leader in blocks and led the league in rebounding twice. He won 2 championships and 3 final appearances and won 2 finals MVPs. He won an MVP and he came in the top 5 6 times. He was first team All-Pro 6 times and first team All-Defensive 5 times. At number 11, we have Shaquille O'Neal, simply referred to as Shaq. He is known for his powerful dunks and moves to the basket, but also for squandering some of his talent by not keeping himself in top shape in the second half of his career. He won 4 championships and 6 final appearances, and was the finals MVP 3 times. He won an MVP, and he came in the top 6 10 times. He was first team All-Pro 8 times, and led the league in scoring twice. Before we get to the top 10, I want to mention a few honorable mentions that just missed the cut. I'll call them the delightful dozen, and are roughly in the order that I would rank them. John Havlicek, Isaiah Thomas, John Stockton, Kevin Garnett, Dwayne Wade, Rick Barry, Chris Paul, Bob Cousy, Walt Frazier, Steve Nash, Elvin Hayes, and Bill Walton, who without a doubt would have made the top 25, maybe the top 12 if not for injuries. At number 10, we have Oscar Robertson, known as the Big O and Mr. Triple-Double. He was a great all-around guard who unfortunately did not play with a lot of talent during his prime years with the Royals, and as a result could never get past Russell's Celtics. He averaged a triple-double in just his second year in the league and came close to doing it 4 other times. He led the league in assists 7 times and scoring once. He won 1 championship and 2 final appearances after he was traded to the Bucks. He won 1 MVP and came in the top 5 9 times and was first team All-Pro 9 times. At number 9, we have Kobe Bryant, the self-proclaimed Black Mamba. Kobe was a great all-around guard, a big winner, and was especially impressive in his last 2 championships. But his devoted fans overrate him, some even claiming that he is the GOAT, which I think is an indefensible position. He was often selfish, didn't consistently make players around him better, was second fiddle on 3 of his titles, and his clutch shooting was highly overrated. I struggled on where to rank him more than any other player except Mikan. He won 5 championships and 7 final appearances and won 2 finals MVPs. He won 1 MVP and was in the top 5 11 times. He was first team All-Pro 11 times and first team All-Defensive an impressive 9 times. He led the league in scoring twice, and as you know, his life was tragically cut short last year in a helicopter crash at the age of 41. At number 8, we have Tim Duncan, known as the Big Fundamental because he was all substance and no splash. He was an unselfish, great all-around player and is considered the best power forward of all time, but also played center. He was a quiet but very effective leader and also a big winner. He won 5 championships and 6 finals appearances, the only loss coming in a 7-game series, and won 3 finals MVPs. He won 2 MVPs and came in the top 5 9 times. He was first team All-Pro 10 times and first team All-Defensive 8 times. At number 7, we have Larry the Legend Bird. He was one of the greatest shooters who ever played, great in the clutch, and could play either forward position. He was also an excellent rebounder, a great passer, and an underrated defender, making the All-Defensive second team 3 times. He won 3 championships and 5 finals appearances, both losses coming to Magic's Lakers, and he won 2 finals MVPs. He won 3 straight MVPs, was runner-up 4 times, 3rd once, and 4th once. He was first team All-Pro 9 times, and would have been even more successful had he not struggled with a sore back the second half of his career. For sake of completeness, I will mention what every basketball fan probably already knows, that his rivalry with Magic Johnson in the 3 exciting Celtics-Lakers finals in the 1980s saved the NBA. At number 6, we have Earvin Magic Johnson, who is considered the greatest point guard in the history of the NBA. He was the best passer ever on the fast break and captain of the highly successful Showtime Lakers of the 1980s, who helped rejuvenate the NBA. He was an accomplished, unselfish scorer, an excellent rebounder, and also a great all-around passer who led the league in assists 4 times and even steals twice. He won 5 championships and 9 finals appearances, winning the finals MVP 3 times. He won 3 MVPs and placed in the top 3 an impressive 9 times. He was first team All-Pro 9 straight seasons and obviously would have also had accomplished even more if he hadn't tested positive for the AIDS virus at the age of 32. Next on our list at number 5 is Wilt Chamberlain. This 7-foot 1-inch giant had many nicknames, but he preferred the Big Dipper. He holds too many scoring records and rebounding records to even begin to list. Probably his most unbreakable records are in one season he averaged an amazing 50.4 points per game, and in another season he averaged a remarkable 27.2 rebounds per game. He effected many rule changes, the most significant one being the widening of the lane from 12 to 16 feet. He was a great defender and passer, with his only real weakness being his awful free throw shooting, .511 in the regular season and a putrid .465 during the playoffs. For whatever reason, Wilt's teams underperformed in the playoffs, and despite his individual greatness, he finished with 2 championships and 6 finals appearances, earning 1 finals MVP, and would have won a second one if that award existed in 1967. He won 4 MVPs and finished in the top 5 an impressive 10 times. He was first team All-Pro 7 times and second team All-Defensive twice. But he would have been on a lot more teams except that the All-Defensive award started in 1968-1969 season, Wilt's 9th season in the league when he was already 32 years old. At number 4, we have Bill Russell. the greatest winner in the history of U.S. team sports with 2 college championships, an Olympic gold, and 11 NBA championships in just 13 seasons. Remarkably, in less than 13 months, he won 3 championships, one of each of them. Legendary coach John Wooden called him the greatest defensive player he had ever seen, and few would argue with that assessment. He was also a great rebounder and an excellent passer, especially on the fast break. While he was a capable scorer, averaging 15.1 points per game for his career, in reality he had no shot, mainly scoring on layups, putbacks, and awkward hook shots. He was also not a good free throw shooter, shooting .561 in the regular season and .603 in the playoffs. But his Celtics won 8 straight titles, and he only lost once in the finals, and that was in 1958 when he injured his foot and missed almost half of the 6-game series against the Bob Pettit-led Hawks. He probably would have won close to 10 Finals MVP awards if they had that award when he entered the league. He won 5 MVPs and placed in the top 4 an amazing 11 times. Surprisingly, he was first-team All-Pro 3 times, second-team All-Pro 8 times, and was first-team All-Defensive in the only season that the league had that award during his career. Otherwise, he would have been in a lot more All-Defensive teams. Blocks were not a statistic when Russell and Wilt played, but they would have likely been 1-2 all-time if the league kept track of them during their careers. At number 3, we have the tallest member of our team, 7'2" Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was voted the greatest college player of all time and is the owner of the most unstoppable shot in basketball history, the famed skyhook. Kareem was a great scorer who also hit many clutch shots in his remarkable 20-year career. He was an excellent passer and a very good rebounder and defender. However, he was not as good as Russell or Wilt in either of these last 2 areas. His only real weakness is that he could have been a little tougher around the basket. But he excelled at doing whatever needed to be done for his team to win. And as a result, he won 6 championships in 10 final appearances and won 2 Finals MVPs. He won 6 MVPs and placed in the top 5 an astounding 15 times, both NBA records. He was first-team All-Pro 10 times, first-team All-Defensive 5 times, and famously has scored the most points in NBA history. At number 2, we have LeBron James, known as the Chosen One. His talents and athletic ability are off the charts, and he is probably the greatest male athlete in the world in this century. LeBron is a great scorer, a very good rebounder, and an excellent defender for most of his career, and as good a passer as I've seen in over 50 years of watching basketball. At the very least, he is the best passing non-point guard in history. And despite what his ignorant haters think, for the last 3/4 of his career he has been very clutch. He's extremely consistent and durable and has no real weaknesses in his game, unlike everyone above him on the list. He has won 4 championships with 3 teams in 10 final appearances and 4 Finals MVPs, the second most in history. He won 4 MVPs and placed in the top 5 an amazing 14 times, the second most in history. He has been first-team All-Pro, an NBA record 13 times, first-team All-Defensive 5 times, and was runner-up twice for Defensive Player of the Year. He is 36 years old and still going strong.
Hi again. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up by smashing that like button down below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. We really hope you enjoyed our video, and I am dying to find out who's number 1.
And of course, at number 1, we have the GOAT of GOATs, in my opinion, Michael Air Jordan. He is as close to a perfect basketball player as the league has ever seen, excelling to the nth degree at both ends of the court. He got the most out of his teammates, and as a result, his teams overachieved in the playoffs. His accomplishments are well known, so I'll just say he is the most competitive, the most exciting, the most clutch, and simply the best player in NBA history. I've heard a lot of lame reasons by silly haters why he shouldn't be number 1, but I have yet to hear a good reason. Hence, as subjective as this topic is, I don't find his GOAT status debatable at this time. Hey, just a reminder that we do both sports and entertainment ranking videos, so please check them all out at our video channel. We don't expect anyone to completely agree with our rankings, so please let us know what your rankings are and what you agree and disagree with in the comment section. And feel free to let us know what ranking videos you'd like to see next. And thanks for watching.